Lily Mason floated in the observation module of the International Space Station, her fingers tapping at the control panel as she adjusted the large telescope. The other crew members were asleep, but Lily had volunteered for the night shift. She liked the quiet. Up here, surrounded by stars, she felt at peace. The alert came without warning. A soft beep from her console made her turn. The sensors had picked up something strange near Jupiter, a ripple in space that shouldn't be there. Lily frowned and zoomed in with the telescope. "That's not possible," she whispered to herself. Space itself seemed to tear open, creating a swirling hole filled with colors Lily had never seen before. She quickly hit the emergency recording button, making sure every second was saved. Through this strange hole, something emerged, a ship unlike anything built by humans. Lily's hands moved fast over the controls as she sent an urgent message to Earth. Unknown space anomaly detected near Jupiter. Possible first contact situation. Request immediate instructions. She knew it would take time for her message to reach Earth, and even longer for them to respond. For now, she was on her own. The alien ship wasn't alone. As Lily watched, a smaller craft separated from it, moving erratically. It looked damaged, trailing what seemed like glowing blue liquid into space. And it was heading toward Earth. Lily's training told her to wait for orders. But something inside her, a feeling she couldn't explain, made her act. She quickly calculated the small craft's trajectory. At this rate, it would enter Earth's atmosphere in less than an hour, likely breaking apart and burning up. She adjusted the station's communication array and sent out a signal to the small craft. She didn't expect a response, but to her surprise, the craft changed course slightly, as if it had received her message. Using simple math and pictures, Lily sent instructions for a safer entry path through Earth's atmosphere. She didn't know if whoever or whatever was inside could understand, but she had to try. "This is Lily Mason from Earth," she said, broadcasting a simple message along with navigation data. "Follow this path for safe landing. I'm sending help." The minutes ticked by as the small craft followed her directions, adjusting its course. Lily worked quickly, sending coordinates to her cousin Pete, who served in the Coast Guard near Hawaii. The craft was heading for the Pacific Ocean and it would need help when it landed. "Pete, I know this sounds crazy, but there's something coming down from space. It's not one of ours. I'm sending coordinates. Please, be there, but be careful." "Have you lost your mind, Lily?" Pete's voice crackled over the secure line. "Are you talking about aliens?" "I don't know what I'm talking about," Lily admitted. "But something's coming down and I think it needs help." There was a long pause before Pete answered. "Okay, I trust you. Sending a boat out now." Lily watched through the station's telescope as the small craft entered Earth's atmosphere. It glowed bright orange as it fell, but it didn't break apart. Instead, it slowed down, following the exact path she had suggested. Whoever was controlling it was smart enough to understand her instructions. The craft disappeared from view as it dropped below the clouds. Lily held her breath, hoping Pete would get there in time. 3 hours later, Lily was still at her post when the commander of the space station floated into the module, his face serious. "Mason, we need to talk," he said. "I just got a call from Mission Control. They say you've been communicating with an unidentified object." "Sir, I can explain," Lily began. But the commander held up his hand. "No need. Whatever you did, it's been classified top level. Military vessels are converging on the landing site. Your cousin's boat got there first, but he's been ordered to stand down." "Is he okay?" Lily asked, worried. "He's fine, but he reported something strange. The craft was empty when they found it. Just some kind of blue liquid and what looked like scales or crystal fragments." Lily felt a chill run down her spine. "Empty? But that's impossible. It was being controlled." It responded to my signals. "Well, whatever was inside is gone now," the commander said. "And Mason, you're being recalled to Earth for debriefing. Pack your things." 2 weeks later, Lily sat in a sterile government room as men in suits asked her the same questions over and over. What had she seen? Why had she acted without orders? How had she known the craft would respond to her signals? "I just had a feeling," was all she could say. It seemed like the right thing to do. Eventually, they let her go with a stern warning not to discuss what had happened with anyone. The incident was classified, they told her. As far as the public was concerned, it had been a meteor, nothing more. Lily requested a transfer to a remote listening post in Alaska. After what had happened, she wanted to be alone. The dreams had started during her debriefing, strange dreams of stars she had never seen and words in a language that didn't exist on Earth. In these dreams, 6 beautiful violet eyes watched her from the darkness. They seemed to thank her, but also to mourn. The listening post was perfect for Lily. Surrounded by snow and silence, she could work and think without distractions. For 3 years, she monitored deep space signals, always hoping to pick up something from that strange hole near Jupiter. But it had closed as quickly as it had appeared, leaving no trace. The dreams continued, becoming more vivid. Sometimes, Lily would wake up with words in that strange language on her lips, or with the feeling that someone had been talking to her while she slept. She began to keep a journal, writing down everything she remembered from the dreams. Pages filled with descriptions of a world with 3 moons and oceans that glowed purple at night, a world at war. Then came the day everything changed. Lily had just finished her morning coffee when the equipment in the listening post went wild. Every sensor was registering something massive entering Earth's atmosphere. She ran outside, looking up at the clear Alaskan sky. The blue was changing, shifting to a deep crimson as if the sky itself was bleeding. Through the red haze descended a ship so large it blocked out the sun. Unlike the sleek metallic vessels humans built, this one looked like a living cathedral, a massive structure of what seemed to be bone and metal fused together. Smaller craft emerged from its sides, dropping toward Earth like falling stars. One of them was heading straight for the listening post. Lily stood in the snow watching it come. She should have been terrified, but strangely, she felt calm. Somehow she had been expecting this. As the craft landed in front of her, its surface rippled like living skin. A doorway formed in its side and tall, elegant creatures stepped out. Their bodies were covered in iridescent exoskeletons that caught the light and broke it into colors Lily had no names for. They carried strange weapons that seemed to pulse with energy. But Lily wasn't looking at their weapons. She was looking at their eyes. 6 violet eyes set in faces that were beautiful in an alien, unsettling way. They approached her slowly, and Lily stood her ground. One of them reached out a hand with too many fingers, touching her cheek with surprising gentleness. "You," it said in perfect English, though its mouth didn't move. The word simply appeared in Lily's mind. "You are the one. She has been dreaming of you." "Who has?" Lily asked, though deep down she already knew the answer. "Our queen. She says you saved her once. Now she has come for you." Lily looked up at the massive ship hovering above them, and for the first time in 3 years, she felt like she was about to get answers. "Take me to her," she said. The alien warriors surrounded Lily as they led her into their craft. Inside, the walls pulsed with light, as if the ship itself was alive and breathing. Lily reached out to touch one wall, and it felt warm under her fingers. "The ship is alive?" she asked. The warrior beside her made a sound like bells ringing. It took Lily a moment to realize it was laughter. "All our ships are alive," the warrior said into her mind. "We grow them, not build them. I am Nari, captain of the Queen's Guard." Lily looked more closely at Nari, though her body was covered in the same iridescent exoskeleton as the others. Hers had markings that looked like decorations or rank insignia. She stood taller than the rest, her 6 violet eyes regarding Lily with what seemed like curiosity. "You are called Lily Mason," Nari said. It wasn't a question. "We know much about you." "And you? What are you called? Your species, I mean." "We are the Vrelkothi," Nari answered, "but such things can wait. The Queen wishes to see you." The craft lifted smoothly from the ground. Through a clear section in the wall, Lily could see the earth falling away beneath them. They climbed higher and higher until they reached the massive mothership hovering in the upper atmosphere. As they docked inside a vast chamber, Lily gasped. Dozens of similar ships were attached to the walls like bees in a hive. Warriors moved with purpose, carrying strange devices and weapons. Some wore armor that seemed fused to their bodies, while others wore flowing garments that changed color as they moved. "Your people are about to respond," Nari said, guiding Lily from their craft. "They have detected our presence and are sending up fighting vessels." Lily felt a stab of fear. "You're not going to hurt them, are you?" "We have no wish for violence," Nari replied. "We have come only for you, but we will defend ourselves if attacked." As if on cue, a sound like distant thunder reached them. The great ship shuddered slightly. "Your Earth Defense Force has fired warning shots," another warrior said, approaching Nari. "Admiral Porter demands communication." Nari made a gesture with her hand, and a screen appeared in midair. On it, Lily could see the stern face of Admiral Kel Porter, the commander of Earth's space fleet. His image flickered as he spoke. "This is Admiral Porter of the Earth Defense Force. You have entered Earth's airspace without permission. State your intentions immediately, or we will be forced to take action." Nari looked at Lily. "Your leaders are afraid. They think we come to conquer. Can you blame them?" Lily asked. "Your ship is the size of a small city and you just took one of their citizens." Nari nodded, then turned to the screen. When she spoke, her voice projected outward so the Admiral could hear. "We have come for what is ours, we mean no harm. But stand in our way and your world burns." Lily's eyes widened. "That's not helping." Nari silenced the transmission before Porter could respond. "The Queen will explain better than I can. Come." They walked through corridors that twisted and turned like the inside of a seashell. Everywhere the walls pulsed with light, and strange symbols glowed on surfaces. Lily noticed that the other Vrelkothi they passed stopped and bowed their heads as she walked by. "Why are they doing that?" she asked Nari. "Because they know who you are," Nari replied simply. They reached a massive doorway made of what looked like bone inlaid with glowing crystals. As they approached, the door split open like petals of a flower. "The throne room," Nari announced. "The Queen awaits." The chamber beyond was enormous, the ceiling arched high above them, decorated with what looked like a map of stars unfamiliar to Lily. The walls breathed more obviously here, expanding and contracting slowly. Along the sides of the room stood Vrelkothi warriors with ceremonial weapons, their exoskeletons gleaming. At the far end, upon a raised platform, sat an organic throne that seemed to grow from the floor itself, and on it, a figure rose as Lily entered. The Vrelkothi queen was taller than the others, her exoskeleton shimmering with colors that shifted and changed like oil on water. Her 6 eyes glowed brighter than those of her warriors, and she wore a crown-like structure that seemed to be part of her head rather than a separate piece. As Lily approached, the queen stepped down from her throne. The guards around her tensed, but she waved them back with a graceful hand. Lily felt strange as she walked toward the queen. The dreams that had haunted her for 3 years flashed through her mind. The alien world, the strange language, the feeling of being hunted. Something about the queen was achingly familiar. The queen stopped a few feet from Lily, her head tilted to one side as she studied the human with all 6 eyes. Then she spoke, her voice resonating directly in Lily's mind, but somehow warmer and more powerful than the others. "Wait. I know those eyes. You saved me once," said the alien queen to the human. Lily's heart raced. "I don't understand, we've never met." The queen reached out one hand, her fingers long and elegant, tipped with crystalline claws. Gently she touched Lily's temple. "But we have met, Lily Mason. In dreams. In memories. The small craft you guided to Earth 3 years ago, that was me." "You?" Lily gasped. "But they said the craft was empty when they found it." "My physical form was too damaged to survive in your atmosphere," the queen explained. "I was dying, so I released part of myself. Spores that contain our consciousness. They sought the nearest compatible host." Lily took a step back. "Are you saying They went into me? Yes. A fragment of my mind has lived within you for 3 years, sharing your experiences, learning about humanity through your eyes. The Queen's voice was gentle. The dreams you've been having were memories bleeding through. My memories. That's impossible, Lily whispered. But even as she said it, she knew it was true. It explained the dreams, the strange knowledge she sometimes had, the words in a language she'd never learned. I am Zira, Queen of the Vrelkothi, the alien said. And you, Lily Mason, are my Kalithfor, my blood guardian. In our culture, to save a royal life is to become bonded to them forever. I didn't agree to this, Lily said, feeling overwhelmed. No, you did not, Queen Zira acknowledged. But without you, I would have died. My body regenerated in the royal spawning pools, on my homeworld, but part of my consciousness remained with you. I felt what you felt, saw what you saw. I came to know your world through you. A sudden commotion at the entrance to the throne room interrupted them. Vrelkothi guards rushed in, surrounding a group of humans in military spacesuits. Lily recognized the insignia of Earth's Special Operations Force. More of your people have boarded our ship, Nari announced, stepping forward with her weapon ready. They fight well for such fragile beings. At the head of the human group stood a man Lily knew all too well, Sam Wright, her former fiancé and now a Navy commander. Lily, he called out, his weapon trained on the Queen. Get away from that thing. We're here to rescue you. Queen Zira turned to face the newcomers, her body shifting subtly into what Lily somehow knew was a defensive posture. Lower your weapons, Lily called to Sam and his team. I'm not in danger. Sam's face showed confusion. They abducted you, Lily. The whole world saw their ship take you. It's complicated, Lily said, stepping between the Queen and the human soldiers. But I'm here willingly now. You need to listen to what they have to say. Sam hesitated, his eyes darting between Lily and the Queen. What have they done to you? Before Lily could answer, a new alarm sounded throughout the ship. The walls pulsed red, and the Vrelkothi guards tensed. They're here, Queen Zira said, her mental voice now tinged with fear. The Korthax have followed us to Earth. Who are the Korthax? Both Lily and Sam asked at the same time. The Queen turned to face a large viewing screen that appeared in the wall of the throne room. On it, Lily could see space above Earth's atmosphere. Dark, angular ships were appearing, their surfaces covered in what looked like black thorns. Our ancient enemy, Queen Zira answered. They hunt us across the stars, and they harvest inhabited worlds down to their molten cores. Sam lowered his weapon slightly. Are you saying Earth is in danger? Not just in danger, the Queen replied. Without help, your world will be destroyed within days. The Korthax do not negotiate. They do not show mercy. They consume. Lily looked from the Queen to Sam, then back to the screen where more enemy ships continued to appear. That's why you came back for me, Lily said to Queen Zira. Not just because of our bond. Yes, the Queen admitted. The fragment of my mind within you has been learning about humans. Your ways of thinking are different from ours. Unpredictable. Creative. We need that now. Sam stepped forward cautiously. You're saying you need our help to fight these Korthax? And we need yours, Lily said to him. Look at those ships, Sam. Earth's defenses won't stand a chance against them. As they watched the screen, one of the thorn-covered ships fired on an Earth military satellite, destroying it instantly. We don't have time for distrust, Queen Zira said. The Korthax are already beginning their attack. Sam looked at Lily long and hard, then nodded slowly. I'll need to contact Admiral Porter. If what you're saying is true, we need to coordinate our defenses. Do so, the Queen agreed. But first, Lily Mason must understand what it truly means to be Kalithvor. Our minds have already started to merge. The process must be completed if we are to have any hope against the Korthax. Lily sat in a strange chamber deep within the Vrelkothi ship. The walls here were a soft blue color and pulsed slowly, like a gentle heartbeat. Queen Zira sat across from her, their knees almost touching. Between them floated a small crystal that glowed with inner light. "This is a memory stone," the Queen explained. "It will help you understand our connection and what happened 3 years ago." Sam stood nearby, his arms crossed over his chest. He had agreed to postpone contacting Earth until Lily learned the full truth. Though he still looked suspicious, curiosity had replaced some of his hostility. "Are you sure about this?" Sam asked Lily. "No," Lily admitted. "But I need to know." Queen Zira gestured at the floating crystal. "Touch it with me." Lily hesitated, then reached out. As her fingers touched the crystal at the same moment as the Queen's, the room around them seemed to dissolve. Suddenly, Lily was somewhere else, inside a small, elegant ship. She looked down and saw not her human body, but the iridescent exoskeleton of a Vrelkothi. She could feel panic and fear, emotions that weren't her own. "This is my memory," Queen Zira's voice explained, though her body was nowhere to be seen. "I was a princess then, fleeing assassination. My mother, the previous queen, had been killed. I was next." Through the princess's eyes, Lily watched as the ship's controls flashed warnings. They had been hit by something. The ship was failing. "Was trying to reach our allies in a nearby star system," Zira continued. "But my pursuers damaged my ship beyond repair." The memory shifted. Now Lily could see Earth through a viewport, growing larger as the ship plummeted toward it. "I was dying," Zira said. "But then I received a signal. Simple mathematics and pictures showing a safer path through your atmosphere." Lily watched as the princess's hands, her hands in this memory, adjusted the ship's course according to the instructions. She felt hope mixed with pain as the ship followed the new trajectory. "You saved me from burning up in your atmosphere," Zira said, "but my body was too damaged to survive in your environment." The memory shifted again. The ship had crashed in water. Through the cracked viewport, Lily could see blue sky and ocean. The princess's body was broken, blue fluid leaking from wounds. "Our final moments, we release spores," Zira explained. "They contain fragments of our consciousness, seeking compatible hosts to preserve our memories until our bodies can be regenerated." Lily watched as the dying princess released a cloud of tiny, glowing particles that swirled in the air. Then the princess closed her eyes and darkness fell. The next memory was stranger, fragmented and confusing. Lily felt herself flying, searching, until she found something compatible. A human brain. Her brain. "My spores found you," Zira said. "You were the one who had saved me, the one whose mind had reached out to guide my ship." There was compatibility. Lily experienced a rush of memories, her own life seen through alien eyes. Her work on the space station, her relationship with Sam, her debriefing after the incident, her self-imposed exile in Alaska, all observed by a quiet, hidden consciousness within her own mind. The vision faded and Lily found herself back in the blue chamber, gasping. The crystal between them had turned dark. "All this time," Lily whispered, "you were inside me, watching everything I did?" "Not controlling," Queen Zira clarified. "Observing, learning, and slowly our minds began to influence each other. The dreams you had were my memories bleeding through. The strange knowledge you sometimes felt was my knowledge becoming yours." Sam stepped forward. "That's why they took you, Lily. You're carrying alien information in your head." Queen Zira shook her head. "It is more than that. The bond between Calithfor and Royal is sacred to our people. Lily saved my life. By our oldest laws, we are now bound together." "So I'm what? Your servant now?" Lily asked, her voice hardening. "No," the Queen said firmly. "You are my equal, my partner. In our history, the Calithfor becomes advisor, protector, and companion to the Royal they saved. Some of our greatest advances came from such pairs." Lily stood up, needing to move, to think. "And what about these Korthaks? You said they followed." "You hear?" The Queen's 6 eyes dimmed slightly. "The Korthaks have hunted us for millennia. They are a species that depletes worlds of resources, then moves on. They see all other life as either food or competition. Why come to Earth? Sam asked. Why bring your war to us? It was not by choice, the Queen answered. When I fled as a princess, I jumped through hyperspace blindly, seeking only escape. Earth was not a planned destination. But now the Korthax know about us, Lily said. Because of you. Yes, Queen Zira admitted. And I am sorry for that. But perhaps there is purpose in it. Our two species together might achieve what neither could alone. A Vrelkothi warrior, Nari, the captain of the guard, entered the chamber and bowed. My queen, the Earth military commander Porter wishes to speak, and our scouts report the Korthax are deploying planet killers. Sam's face paled. Planet killers? Massive ships designed to crack a world's crust, the Queen explained, rising gracefully. We must go to the command center. They followed Nari through the living corridors of the ship until they reached a large chamber filled with Vrelkothi operators at what appeared to be control stations. A huge screen dominated one wall, showing the space around Earth. Admiral Porter's face appeared. On a smaller screen, he looked angry. Commander Wright, report. What's happening up there? Sam stepped forward. Sir, the situation has changed. The aliens who took Lily aren't the real threat. There's another species attacking both them and us. I'm looking at the scans right now, Commander, Porter said grimly. We've got over 30 unknown vessels in Earth orbit and they're not responding to hails. Queen Zira moved into view of the screen. Admiral Porter, I am Queen Zira of the Vrelkothi. The ships you see belong to the Korthax. They are a predatory species that consumes worlds. Porter's eyes narrowed. And why should I believe you? Because in about 10 minutes they're going to start shooting at you, Lily said, stepping up beside the Queen. Admiral, I know how this sounds, but the Vrelkothi are not our enemies here. Mason, you've been compromised, Porter began, but Sam interrupted. Sir, with respect, she's right. I've seen their intel. These Korthax ships are heavily armed and they've already destroyed 3 of our satellites. As if to punctuate his words, the main screen showed a flash of light as another Earth satellite exploded. Porter's face hardened. What are you proposing, Commander? An alliance, Queen Zira said before Sam could answer. Your ships and ours fighting together against the Korthax. Porter looked skeptical. And after? If we win? We discuss peace, the Queen replied simply. My species has technology we can share. Knowledge that would benefit humanity. Lily felt a strange sensation as the Queen spoke, a warmth spreading from her mind throughout her body. She looked down at her hands and gasped. Faint patterns, similar to the Queen's exoskeleton, were appearing on her skin like subtle birthmarks. Sam noticed too. Lily, your skin... It's the bond, Queen Zira explained, turning to Lily. As our minds continue to connect, physical changes will occur. Your body is adapting. You didn't mention this part, Lily said, rubbing her arms where the patterns were most visible. I did not wish to frighten you, the Queen admitted. But the merging cannot be stopped now. It will continue until we are fully bonded. Admiral Porter, who had been silent watching this exchange, finally spoke. Mason, are you becoming one of them? Lily looked at her changing skin, then at the Queen beside her. I'm becoming something new, Admiral, and I think that might be exactly what we need right now. Porter's expression was unreadable. Finally, he nodded. I'll take this to the Security Council. In the meantime, Commander Wright, you and your team are authorized to coordinate a defensive strategy with these allies. The screen went dark. He doesn't trust us, Nari observed. Would you, in his position? Sam asked. The ship suddenly shuddered, and alarms sounded. On the main screen, they could see energy beams lancing down from one of the Korthax vessels, striking somewhere on Earth's surface. They've begun, Queen Zira said, her voice grim. They target power sources first, then defense installations. We need a plan, Lily said, looking at the tactical displays. The patterns on her skin were spreading and she could feel her mind expanding somehow, taking in information faster than she ever had before. Sam watched her with concern. "Lily, are you okay?" "I'm fine," she assured him. "Better than fine. I can see things clearer now." She turned to Queen Zira. "Your ships are partially organic, right? Living technology?" "Yes," the Queen confirmed. "Grown, not built. And the Korthax? Mechanical with some biological components. They believe purely organic technology is inferior." Lily's mind raced, putting together pieces of information, some from her human knowledge, some from the alien, memories now accessible to her. "I have an idea," she said slowly. "But we'll need help from Earth." She looked at Sam. "We need to talk to Dr. Olivia Pierce at the Biological Defense Division." "The woman who developed those experimental microorganisms?" Sam asked. "The ones that eat through metal?" Lily nodded. "If we can modify them with Relkothi biotechnology, we might be able to create something that could infect the Korthax." "Ships?" Queen Zyra's eyes brightened with interest. "A biological weapon against machines. The Korthax would never expect such an approach." The Royal Transport Ship descended through Earth's atmosphere, dodging energy beams from the Korthax vessels above. Inside, Lily, Queen Zyra, Sam, and a small group of Relkothi warriors braced themselves against the violent maneuvers. "They're trying to shoot us down," Sam said, checking the tactical display. "3 Korthax fighters on our tail." Queen Zyra placed her hand on a glowing section of the wall. "The ship understands the danger. It will protect us." As if in response to her touch, the transport's skin rippled and thickened. The vessel dove sharply, then released a cloud of glowing spores that confused the Korthax targeting systems. Lily watched this with newfound understanding. The changes in her body had accelerated during their journey. The patterns on her skin now covered most of her arms and had begun spreading across her torso. Her eyes had shifted completely to a violet, hue that matched the Queen's. More importantly, her mind had expanded. Knowledge that belonged to Queen Zyra now flowed freely into Lily's consciousness. The history of the Vrelkothi, their biological technology, their centuries-long war with the Korthax. "We're approaching the landing coordinates," Nari announced, from her position at the front of the transport. Below them, Lily could see a military base in the Nevada desert. Vehicles and soldiers were gathered around a clear landing zone, weapons pointed skyward. "They look nervous," Sam observed. "I better contact them again." He activated his communications device. "Base Command, this is Commander Wright. We are incoming with the alien delegation. I repeat, these are friendlies." The transport touched down gently on the desert floor, its surface adapting to the heat by changing color to reflect the sunlight. The doorway formed in its side, opening like a mouth. Queen Zyra turned to Lily. "Your people will fear me. They will see only a monster." "Then let me go first," Lily said, understanding the Queen's concern. She stepped out into the harsh sunlight, blinking as her new eyes adjusted. A group of soldiers stood in formation, their weapons not quite pointed at her but ready to raise at a moment's notice. Behind them, a woman in a lab coat waited beside a military commander. "Lily Mason?" The woman called out, her voice hesitant. "Is that you?" Lily recognized Dr. Olivia Pierce, Earth's leading xenobiologist and the head of the Biological Defense Division. They had met once, during Lily's debriefing 3 years ago. "It's me, Dr. Pierce," Lily confirmed, walking forward. She was conscious of how different she must look now, with her violet eyes and the glowing patterns on her skin. Dr. Pierce approached cautiously, her scientific curiosity overcoming her fear. "Fascinating. The physiological changes are extensive." She looked past Lily to the ship. "Are they coming out?" "Yes," Lily said, "but you need to tell your soldiers to lower their weapons. The Queen is coming in peace." The military commander stepped forward. "Colonel Frank Burroughs, Ms. Mason. Those weapons stay up until I'm convinced we're not being invaded." Sam emerged from the ship next, standing beside Lily. "Colonel, with all due respect, if these aliens wanted to invade, they wouldn't have sent their Queen down to chat with us. We have bigger problems right now." As if to emphasize his point, a distant explosion lit up the sky. One of the Korthax vessels had broken through Earth's defenses and was attacking a city on the horizon. Colonel Burrows looked at the explosion, then back at the ship. After a moment, he signaled to his soldiers. "Weapons down, but stay alert." "Queen." Zyra emerged from the transport, flanked by Nari and two other warriors. In the Earth sunlight, her exoskeleton gleamed with rainbow colors, and her 6 eyes scanned the area with royal dignity. The soldiers visibly tensed, but held their positions. Dr. Pierce gasped. Incredible. Complete exoskeletal structure, multifaceted, visual organs. She caught herself and straightened her lab coat. "I mean, welcome to Earth, Your Majesty." Queen Zyra inclined her head gracefully. "Dr. Pierce, Lily tells me you may be our best hope against the Korthax." The scientist looked surprised to be addressed directly. I've developed some experimental microorganisms that can break down specific metals and alloys, but I don't know if they'd work on alien technology." "That's where I come in," Lily said. "With the Queen's knowledge, I can help you adapt your work to target the Korthax ships." Colonel Burrows frowned. "You look like you're turning into one of them, Mason. How do we know we can trust you?" Before Lily could answer, the ground shook as another explosion lit up the sky. This one was closer, and they could see debris falling from what appeared to be a battle between Vrelkothi and Korthax ships. "You don't have a choice, Colonel," Sam said bluntly. "The Korthax are already attacking major cities. They don't negotiate, they don't take prisoners, and they don't stop until they've stripped a planet bare." Dr. Pierce stepped forward decisively. "We should continue this in my lab. If there's even a chance we can develop a weapon against these attackers, we need to start immediately." The colonel reluctantly agreed, and their group was escorted across the base to a large building marked Biological Research. Inside, they found a state-of-the-art laboratory with equipment Lily recognized, and some she didn't. Dr. Pierce wasted no time. "Show me what you're thinking, Lily." With the Queen standing beside her, Lily explained her idea. "Your metal-eating microorganisms are impressive, but they're too slow and can be detected by advanced systems. But the Vrelkothi have biotechnology that can merge with mechanical systems." She picked up a tablet and began drawing diagrams. Her hands moved with surprising speed and precision as she combined Earth science with Vrelkothi knowledge. "If we can merge your organisms with Vrelkothi cellular structures, we could create something that infiltrates the Korthax ships, replicates rapidly, and shuts down their systems from within." Dr. Pierce studied the diagrams with growing excitement. "A techno-organic virus. Brilliant. But we'd need samples of the Korthax technology to make sure it targets their systems specifically." Queen Zyra made a gesture, and one of her warriors brought forward a container. Inside was a jagged piece of metal with circuitry embedded in it. "Debris from a Korthax fighter," the Queen explained. "We recovered it during our journey here." Dr. Pierce took the sample with reverence. "This changes everything. With this, we can create a targeted weapon." They worked tirelessly for hours, Lily moving between microscopes and computer models with inhuman speed. Her changed eyes could see patterns in the alien technology that human instruments missed. The Queen provided knowledge about Vrelkothi, biocompounds that could be adapted for their purpose. Sam watched from nearby, his expression troubled. During a rare moment when Lily stepped away from the work to drink some water, he approached her. "You're different," he said quietly. "Not just your eyes or your skin, the way you move, the way you think." Lily sighed. "I know. The bond with the Queen is changing me, but I'm still me, Sam. Just more." "And after this is over? If we survive?" he asked. "What happens to you then?" It was a question Lily had been avoiding. "I don't know. I can't go back to who I was before." Their conversation was interrupted. As alarms blared throughout the base, Colonel Burrows rushed into the lab. "We've got incoming," he announced. "Korthax dropships headed straight for this facility." Dr. Pierce looked up from her work in panic. "We're close to a breakthrough. We just need a few more hours." "You don't have hours?" the colonel replied grimly. "They'll be here in minutes, Queen." Zyra turned to Nari. Take the warriors and help defend this place. We must give them time to finish the weapon. Nari bowed. As you command, my queen. As the warriors prepared to join the base's defenders, Lily had an idea. She turned to Sam. The Korthax are targeting us specifically. They must have detected the queen's presence. Sam nodded. They want to eliminate her before we can develop a countermeasure. Then we need to draw them away, Lily said. Give Dr. Pierce the time she needs. You mean use ourselves as bait? Sam asked, frowning. Exactly, Lily confirmed. The Queen and I will take the transport and lead the Korthax away from here. Queen Zira nodded in agreement. A sound strategy. Our bond makes us stronger together. We can evade them long enough. It's too risky, Sam protested. If they capture you both. Then make sure Dr. Pierce finishes the weapon, Lily said firmly. She took Sam's hand. This is what I was meant to do, Sam. This is why the Queen and I are bonded. After a moment of internal struggle, Sam nodded. All right, but take this. He handed her a small device. Emergency beacon. If you get into trouble, activate it. I'll find you. Lily took the device, then impulsively hugged Sam. We'll be back. Minutes later, the royal transport lifted off from the base. As they had hoped, the Korthax dropships immediately changed course, pursuing them instead of attacking the research facility. Queen Zira stood at the control panel, her hands moving over the living surface of the ship. They are following. Now we must stay alive long enough for your scientist to complete her work. Lily joined her, placing her hands beside the Queen's. To her surprise, the ship responded to her touch as well, acknowledging her connection to Zira. Where can we go? Lily asked. We need somewhere isolated away from population centers. The Queen brought up a map of the region. This area here, what do you call it? Death Valley, Lily read from the map. Appropriate. The battle for Earth survival raged across the solar system. On tactical displays throughout military bases and civilian emergency centers, people watched as the combined fleet of Relkothi and human vessels fought against the Korthax armada. Despite their unity, they were outnumbered. Jupiter's moons shattered under Korthax energy weapons. Mars' surface turned to glass from the heat of battle, and still the enemy advanced toward Earth, aboard a small stealth craft approaching the AO. Massive Korthax command ship. Lily checked her weapons one last time. Beside her, Queen Zira's exoskeleton gleamed with battle readiness. Sam and a mixed team of human soldiers and Relkothi warriors completed their final preparations. The command ship is 10 times larger than anything we've engaged so far, Sam said, studying the tactical display. According to our scans, the central ventilation system is located here. He pointed to an area deep within the ship's core. Lily nodded, her violet eyes taking in the information. The transformation of her body was now complete. Her skin bore the same iridescent patterns as the Queen's exoskeleton, and she moved with the same predatory grace. Yet her mind remained her own, even as it contained all of Zira's knowledge. Their outer defenses are strongest, she noted, but there's a maintenance port here that leads directly to a service corridor. She pointed to a seemingly insignificant spot on the ship's underside. Queen Zira agreed. The Korthax focus their security on obvious entry points. They consider maintenance systems beneath their notice. That's our way in, Sam concluded. He looked at each member of the strike team. Once inside, we move fast, plant the bioweapon and get out before it activates. Nari, who had insisted on joining the mission to protect her queen, checked the special container holding Dr. Pierce's creation. The bioweapon looked deceptively simple. A crystalline vial containing billions of engineered microorganisms. Remember, Lily told the team, once released, we have 15 minutes to clear the ship before the organisms become airborne. After that, they'll attack any Korthax technology they encounter, including our weapons, Sam added, which contain similar alloys, so we ditch the guns and switch to these. He held up the backup weapons they'd been issued. Simple projectile, guns that used compressed air rather than energy or gunpowder. Their stealth craft slipped between larger battles, its Vrelkothi-designed hull absorbing enemy scans. They reached the underbelly of the command ship undetected and attached to the maintenance port Lily had identified. "Cutting through now," one of the human soldiers, Pat, whispered as she applied a specialized laser to the port's seal. The metal gave way silently and cool air rushed into their craft. One by one they entered the service corridor of the Korthax command ship. Inside, the environment was starkly different from the organic, almost beautiful design of Vrilkothi vessels. Everything was angular and mechanical, with only occasional glimpses of the biological components that powered their technology. The corridor was dimly lit with a reddish glow that cast long shadows. "Stay close," Lily whispered. Korthax sensors are designed to detect heat signatures rather than visual movement. They moved through the narrow service tunnels, avoiding the main corridors where Korthax soldiers patrolled. Twice they had to hide as maintenance drones passed by, their mechanical limbs scraping against the metal floors. "How much further?" Sam asked after they had been moving for nearly 20 minutes. Lily consulted the mental map she shared with the Queen. 2 more levels down, then across to the central core. They found an access shaft and began their descent. The deeper they went into the ship, the warmer it became. The Korthax preferred higher temperatures, another aspect of their partially biological nature. "Something's wrong," Queen Zira suddenly said, stopping. "They've changed the configuration since my last intelligence reports." Lily felt it too, a discrepancy between what they expected and what they were seeing. "The ventilation control isn't where it should be." A soft alarm began to sound, and red lights pulsed along the corridor walls. "They've detected us," Nari warned, readying her weapon. "No," Sam said, checking his scanner. "It's not us, look." He pointed to the display, which showed multiple human and Vrilkothi vessels breaking through the Korthax outer defenses. "A diversion," Lily realized. Admiral Porter and the Vrilkothi fleet are drawing their attention. They used the distraction to move more quickly, no longer needing to be quite as cautious. Following the Queen's instincts and Lily's enhanced senses, they navigated toward what felt like the heart of the ship. They emerged into a vast chamber filled with pulsing machinery. In the center stood a column of swirling energy that rose from floor to ceiling. "The main power core," Queen Zira explained. "The ventilation system must connect to it to prevent overheating." Sam scanned the room with a handheld device. "There." He pointed to a series of large ducts that fed into the base of the energy column. "That's where the air circulation is strongest." As they approached the ventilation ducts, a door on the far side of the chamber slid open. A group of Korthax soldiers entered, their bodies more mechanical than organic, with only their core torsos containing living matter. Their heads were angular helmets with glowing red sensors instead of eyes. "Down!" Lily called, pulling the Queen behind a large piece of machinery. The team scattered, taking cover as energy blasts from Korthax weapons scorched the metal where they had been standing seconds before. "We need to reach those ducts," Lily said to Sam, who had taken cover beside her. Sam nodded, then spoke into his communication device. "Covering fire on my mark. 3, 2, 1 mark." The human soldiers and Vrilkothi warriors opened fire simultaneously. Their energy weapons created a barrage that forced the Korthax soldiers to seek cover. "Now!" Sam shouted. Lily, carrying the bioweapon container, sprinted toward the ventilation ducts with the Queen beside her. They weaved between energy blasts, moving with inhuman speed and coordination. They had almost reached the ducts when a Korthax commander entered the chamber. Unlike the soldiers, it was larger, with more organic components visible. It carried an advanced weapon that fired not energy blasts but concentrated sound waves. The weapon discharged, and Lily felt rather than heard the attack. The sound wave hit her and the Queen like a physical force, knocking them off their feet. The bioweapon container flew from Lily's hands, skidding across the floor toward the energy column. "No!" Lily gasped, scrambling to her feet. But the Korthax commander was already moving toward the container, its mechanical legs covering the distance with frightening speed. Queen Zira recovered faster than Lily, launching herself at the commander with a grace that belied her royal status. Her claws, designed for ceremony rather than combat, still managed to tear through the commander's organic components. The Korthax howled, a sound like metal grinding against metal. It swung its weapon like a club, catching the queen in the side and sending her flying across the chamber. Lily felt the impact as if it were her own body being struck. Through their bond, she experienced the queen's pain. But it also fueled her rage. She charged the commander, moving faster than any human could. The commander fired its sonic weapon again, but Lily was ready this time. She dropped and rolled, coming up beneath the Korthax's guard. With strength born from her transformation, she drove her fist into the creature's organic core. The Korthax commander staggered back, black fluid leaking from the wound. Lily used the moment to dive for the bioweapon container, which lay just a few feet from one of the ventilation ducts. Across the chamber, Sam and the others were fully engaged with the remaining Korthax soldiers. Nari fought her way toward the fallen queen, determined to protect her at all costs. Lily reached the container and checked it quickly. Undamaged. She turned to the ventilation duct and began to remove the access panel. The wounded Korthax commander recovered enough to raise its weapon again. Lily saw the movement from the corner of her eye but couldn't dodge in time. She braced for the impact of the sonic blast. It never came. Instead, Queen Zyra appeared between Lily and the commander, taking the full force of the attack. The queen's body absorbed the sound wave, her exoskeleton cracking under the strain. "Zyra," Lily cried out, feeling the queen's pain ripple through their bond. The queen fell to her knees, but her sacrifice had given Lily the time she needed. With trembling hands, Lily opened the access panel and prepared to place the bioweapon container. Inside, the Korthax commander, seeing what she intended, let out an electronic howl and charged. It was too far away to reach her in time to stop her, but its weapon was raised for a final, devastating shot. Lily had a choice: insert the bioweapon or dodge the attack. With no time for both, she made her decision. She pushed the container into the ventilation duct and activated it. The crystalline vial shattered, releasing the engineered microorganisms into the ship's air circulation system. Only then did she turn to face the incoming attack. The sonic blast hit her squarely in the chest. Pain exploded through her body, and she was thrown backward against the wall. She felt ribs crack, organs bruise. But strangely, the pain began to fade almost immediately.